Hello everyone. Welcome. I'm sorry for the silence. This week I had an unexpected, very busy week. So unfortunately I didn't really stick to my posting schedule. I did my best, but you know, when you're this busy, it's just gotta put life first. Anyways, so here is the YouTube video promised in the end of my last YouTube video. I will be doing a speed paint walkthrough of a piece of mine. It's technically two pieces, but 90% of it is the same. Well, you'll just see. This is a fan art I did a little while ago of Bokuto Kotaro from Haikyuu. It took me exactly 5 hours and 35 minutes, and this is the second piece that goes with it. As I said, you know, two pieces, kind of similar, but you know, I count it as the same artwork, but they are technically two different pieces. So we will be watching the speed paint of how I did this. Alright, so I started off with a stock image of a guy just sitting in a chair. This was coloring practice, so I wasn't focused on anatomy. And if you saw one of my TikTok lives, I said the best way to learn is by tracing at first. So that's exactly what I did to practice angles and anatomy. This was actually a pretty difficult facial angle anyway, so I had to, as you can see, I gathered a lot of references. And a lot of artists will say that tracing isn't good, and it's true if you don't credit it or you know, claim it as your own. But I'm showing you guys that I traced it and telling you, and these are just stock images I found online. It's a really good way to learn, especially for perspective. So this is me doing the coloring, base layer. I did skin a little bit differently in this picture. It's a little bit warmer toned and on the darker side in this one, which I think it worked, and I actually really like how I did this. I keep the line art pretty visible throughout the whole thing, and nowadays I kind of make the line art a little see-through, but that's just, you know, what I learned after doing this for so long. This was kind of a hard torso perspective because he's kind of slumped down, so it's a bit hard to show that. And, you know, his stomach is kind of collapsed, and I kind of had a difficult time showing that. Anyways, so then I'm going in here, adding a little bit more to the face. I spent a lot of time on the skin. Well, this image is mostly skin, so that's probably why. But I don't know if you guys, it's pretty small, but right now I'm shading the neck right now. And there we go. In the chest, this is a shade darker than what I used before. This is what I call the rounded edges that are not facing the light source. I know it's a pretty descriptive thing, huh? Abs are kind of weird to do. If you make the lines too pronounced, it looks weird. So at this point I was pretty happy with how it was coming along, just doing blending, colors. Fingernails are very difficult to do, especially if the nails are not painted. So I am still to this day trying to figure out what I'm doing with those. So here I am adding in some darker shadows, some shadows under the pant leg, under the jawline, because that's where the harsh shadows would be. And my favorite is to add highlight. Highlight is my absolute favorite to add because it just makes everything pop. I'm pretty sure I said that before. But I also use the picture to get my colors from, because I think that it can be a little bit more accurate. Here I am putting in the highlight. I really liked how I was doing so far. I thought his skin looked really good. And here I am getting rid of the line art. Sorry for the flashing, but I'm getting rid of the line art to do details that the line art would otherwise obscure. This was me trying to figure out how I wanted his eyelashes to look. I go kind of back and forth between cartoony anime eyelashes and really thick, kind of semi-realism eyelashes. So this was kind of difficult. And here I am, putting in the hair. His hair is really fun to draw. I love his hair. I want to get my hair dyed this color. This was me kind of just editing a little, making it look a little better. And, I just, some little minor tweaks. And obviously I haven't even touched the pants yet. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I actually have a chair under him in the sketch. But I got lazy towards the end because I spent so much time on the skin that I ended up not coloring the chair at all. And I was actually pretty lazy coloring the pants as well. So maybe one day I'll go back and, fix it up, but I was just not. I didn't really want people to focus on the chair or the pants. I wanted people to focus on him. So this is me getting to the second part of the sketch. It's really difficult to add in another piece of a drawing when part of it is fully rendered and the other part you have to add and make it blend with the other part. It's really difficult. So this took a few tries. I could have totally just redone the piece, but I wanted it to seem as connected with the other piece as possible. If you see in the top left corner, I have all the shades that I'm using, the bottom shade being the drop shadows, second to bottom being the just kind of darker parts, the middle being the rounded but away from the sun, or away from the light source, and the top one being the rounded colors. So, yep, this is me just doing some maintenance. If you color with your line art, you will get kind of rough edges. I learned that after. I kind of just recently started coloring without line art, so this piece does not show me doing that. But if you color with line art, you kind of get some rough edges and some spillage, and this is me just fixing that, kind of making it more difficult on myself if I just made the line art clear. Apologies for the glitch. The last part was me figuring out the lighting. It wasn't super clear because it was so fast. And this is the picture we ended with, these two. I tried to keep the lighting as similar as possible, but obviously when you have two different pictures, you don't know exactly what you did. But this is the finished result. I think this second one is my favorite. It's a really hard perspective to do, and even after all this time, I think this was 2019. Even after all this time, I'm still quite proud of this piece. Anyways, I know that was kind of quick. It's kind of hard to get all the details in a time lapse because sometimes things don't take very long, but they completely change how a picture looks. So apologies for how the lighting part turned out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be coming out with another video sometime soon of another game highlights reel. I'm still playing Omno on my Twitch channel. It's really fun. I will be getting back to my regular streaming schedule next week and probably even throwing in some extra streams to make up for some lost time this week. And so I'll be uploading a highlights reel on here next time I post. I will try to alternate between speed paints and highlight reels until I get other content. I will hopefully be adding some animation to this channel eventually, but for now this will just be gaming stuff and speed paints, maybe some collabs, we'll see. But anyways, thank you everyone so much for watching. These YouTube videos take a lot of time to edit, so I'm very grateful for any time you spend watching these. I will hopefully see all of you next time I post, which will hopefully be in a few days, but I don't want to make promises when my schedule is unpredictable at the moment. I am active on TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram, and I post my posting schedule on Instagram. I just started making one, so I guess I shouldn't say this is something I regularly do, but I just started making a posting schedule, and I post it on my Instagram story every week, so I would appreciate a follow there, and I hope you enjoy my content. It's pretty wide range. I'd like to think that there's something for everyone. I will see everyone next time. Thank you for stopping in. See you next time.